This is based off of a true story. Yes, a true story.
I would like to preface this story by saying that everything that happens here is completely factual. This story really happened. Everybody knows about Mario 64, right? One of the most iconic games from the Nintendo 64. When I was but a small boy, I loved Mario. I loved anything to do with him. I had his games, I had his merchandise. Heck, some items in my house were even Mario themed, like my Mario telephone from 2002. On the 25th of December, 1998, at exactly 11:30 on the clock, I woke up. It was Christmas, and I was oh so happy. Like Scrooge from the iconic Christmas tale, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, I was, quote-unquote, as merry as a schoolboy. I fastly dashed down the stairs, eagerly awaiting to open my presents. My mother, however, who was in a wheelchair, quickly calmed me down before my heart problems began kicking in again, much like my father, 7 years prior.
Oh, if only he were here to see how happy I am,
I said, sulking.
Shut up, you filthy fucking pug,
said my mother.
Open your presents. I think you'll like what you see.
I carefully unwrapped my first present, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a Nintendo 64.
How quaint!
I said, sliding over to my right to open my next present. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. To put it bluntly, I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. I was dying to set up the console and get to playing the game. I was so excited I didn't even want to open the rest of my presents. I dashed past my mother, her wheelchair falling alongside with her. She let out a light squeal after I pushed her. I plugged in every plug from the console and swiftly booted it up and put in the game cartridge not long after. Mario said his iconic line, Mario! And soon enough, it felt like as if I was at home, even though I was at my house. The graphics were so realistic, it felt like I was actually a part of the game. It felt like Mario was real. I played the game for hours. I couldn't stop. If I even dared to let my hands off of the controller, I would feel as if my arteries were being pulled so hard they'd split open and I would die on the spot. I physically could not stop playing. Months passed. It was now 1999, the last year of the 20th century. I was doing my regular activities, eating breakfast, brushing my teeth, and then going to school. After I got home from school, I went back to playing Mario 64. However, this time, something was very different. I was playing on the level Dire Docks, my personal favorite level from Mario 64. When I had entered the level, I tried to control Mario like as usual. However, something was different. Mario refused to move, and he would continue to not move no matter what I did. No matter how hard I tugged on the buttons or how hard I pressed on the joystick, he would do nothing. Then all of a sudden, something strange happened. The controller started strangely vibrating. It felt like as if a strange earthquake was running underneath my strange house. The camera dramatically zoomed into Mario as he turned his head approximately 45.6 degrees towards the screen. His eyes locked with mine. It was quite erotic. Mario bit his lip and slowly sounded out the word,
Fuck.
I was shocked.
Did Mario just swear?
I said, with my hands on my head in distress. For reference, I looked like quite similar to Kevin McAllister from the hit movie Home Alone, which came out 9 years prior, in 1990. Mario smirked at me evilly. and then quickly jolted back to his idle animation. My mother burst into the room and yelled,
Was that you swearing?
I stood up and then got on my knees.
It wasn't me! It was Mario!
My mother snarled at me like a cheetah.
That's it. I've had enough of you and your constant usage of foul language, you stupid cunt.
My mother then grabbed me by the ear and then swung me around in a 360-degree rotation. She then let go of me as she aimed for the dungeon and yelled,
So long, gay Bowser.
which is weird because my name is not Bowser, it is Bognus. I slammed into the ground and then looked up towards my mother's foreboding shadow.
Now you'll stay down here and think about what you've done.
She said, and then she slammed the gate shut. I had never been inside of my mother's dungeon before, so this was my first time being inside of my mother's dungeon. I grabbed a candlelight in order to be able to maneuver properly throughout the vast ruins. It was dark, and the air was thick, and any noise that happened to seep through the cracks just far enough from one another to retain contact echoed like a noise through a tunnel. This went for my footsteps. The dungeon seemed endless, until all of a sudden, I found something. It was Mario.
Mario?
I said.
What are you doing down here?
I asked, my bottom lip quivering and my eyes widened. Mario turned up to face me. His face was hyper-realistic. I could see every wrinkle on his face, the dried sweat on his cheeks making his skin shine like a polished doorknob.
Who the hell are you?
He said.
Do you work for the evil?
He asked.
What? No! I don't even know who that is! But why are you down here, Mario?
I asked.
That's a good question.
So you're gonna fucking answer it, or like what?
Yes, sorry. All the way back in 1985, the year that I went to big, I made a deal with a woman known as the Evil that if I was able to sell her enough mushrooms in exchange for coins, she would consult Nintendo to create me a game that would get me big. However, when I did actually get big, I realized the value that I had to so many people around the world. So I stopped caring about the business that she had set in place for me. But she really didn't like that. Thus, as a response to my defiance, she trapped me down here in her inescapable dungeon, and I haven't seen the sunlight since. And now you know my cool fucking backstory.
Mario! You can't swear! You're from a children's franchise!
I said with my fists clenched, pure red blood boiling through my veins.
Sorry.
Said Mario.
It's just, I've been down here for so long that I've lost my grip on the rest of the world. I've gone a little bit zany. A little bit off the walls, you could say. I've lost my bananas, so to speak. My marbles, they've been lost forever.
Mario looked down slightly at the floor, feeling a little bit of guilt because of the action that he had committed. How do I know this? I'm just really good at reading people, trust me, man.
So, what are you down here for?
I tried to recollect my memory.
Well, I was playing the new hit game, Mario 64, on my Nintendo 64, and I was trying to control you in the level Dire Ducks, but for some reason, you wouldn't move. And then, after a while, you turned to face me, and then you said a bad word, like the one that you said earlier. Then my mother overheard the game and thought it was me that was swearing, and I tried to tell her, it wasn't me, it was Mario! But she didn't listen to me. She swung me around and then threw me down here, and then locked the gate, and that's how I ended up down here. And now you know my cool freaking backstory.
Oh my God.
He uttered.
What?
I said in response to him uttering.
Your mother is the very same woman who locked me down here all those years ago. I think I know what's going on here.
What?
I said, with one eyebrow raised and a finger on my chin.
I remember hearing from somebody that after she trapped me down here, she gained some sort of higher-up control over at Nintendo, and she started modifying some versions of the cartridges of the games that they were selling in order to make it seem like as if I was saying harmful things towards the players. not only as a way to get people to stop playing Mario games, but also to get people to stop playing Nintendo games altogether. She must have seen the bond that you had with the Mario brand, and she must have gotten so jealous that she wanted to make you suffer the same fate that I have. Well, I'm not gonna let that happen. With our combined strength, we can break out of here, and we can face her once and for all.
I was willing to do it, but even still, I remembered that she was my mother, and I didn't want to hurt her.
Mario, she's my mother. I don't want to hurt her.
Darkness, your mother is the evil, and we have to eradicate the evil before she can do anything else.
I decided that I had no other choice. I was going to have to kill my mother. To cut a long story short, me and Mario eventually made our way out of the dungeon. It took us... I can't remember how long it took us, but even still, we still made it out. We still made it out of the dungeon.
Hey, good work, champ.
Said Mario. Thanks, I said in response.
Now that we're out of that stinking dungeon, we can finally locate your mother and brutally murder her. Do you know where she is?
Well, my mother usually spends most of her time in her upper layer, but I'm not allowed up there.
Well, looks like today we're gonna have to break some rules.
But Mario! We're not allowed up there. She says that I can't go in there.
I thought we already established that we were gonna kill her. Why do you care about breaking her rules?
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Good. Then let's fucking rush her!
It took 87 flights of stairs and 87 stories, but eventually we made it up to my mother's lair. Me and Mario opened the SpongeBob-themed door to my mother's study, and sure enough, there she was, waiting for us.
Buckness J. Jameson and Mario. I've been waiting for you, my old friend.
She was sitting on a throne that was faced away from us for some reason. Bit of a blunder on her part, but honestly, I don't really care.
Ah, the evil. I hope your favorite color is black, because that's the color you're gonna be seeing for the rest of eternity once I fucking kill you!
Mario's face reddened a lot. It was very red. It was redder than his hat. I think it's kind of concerning.
Oh, Mario, my old friend. You know, you didn't have to subject yourself to such horrors for 17 years, or however long it was that you were in there. As long as you just stuck to my proposal, none of what had happened would have happened.
I felt a tear run down my eye. I was getting angry.
Mom! Why did you make Mario suffer for so long? What did he do to you in order to deserve such horrible treatment? And why do you hate me so much for loving Mario so much? What'd I do, Mom? What'd I do?
Mario put his hand on my back and tried to calm me down. I could see my mother twiddling her fingers with evil intent.
Oh, my sweet boy. Haven't you noticed the patterns? The parallels, even? You're meaning to tell me that you honestly don't know the true reason as to why I hate that fat oaf of a plumber so much?
Mario, what's she talking about?
I don't know. She's your mother. You should know.
What me and Mario were not aware of was the plot twist that would change both of our lives forever. She turned around from her chair, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
You see, my boy, I am Bowser, the real King Koopa.
I couldn't believe my eyes, and neither could Mario.
Bowser! I should have known, but how does this work? How did you... What?
Bowser did a quite evil smirk.
Oh, it's quite simple, really. You see, I had gender reassignment surgery, and then I met the man that you, Bognus J. Jameson, known as your father. And then we did the all in, out, and then I got preggers, and then I had you.
I don't think that's how gender reassignment surgery works.
It was a very, scientifically advanced gender reassignment surgery.
Oh!
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Well, nothing's going to be making any sense after I kill the both of you.
Bowser took out a knife with blood on it. He then licked it off. Or should I say, she licked it off. I don't know, I'm still kind of confused. Mario then looked at Bowser with murderous intent in his eyes.
Well, we'll both see about that.
You then pulled out a gun and killed her. You then pulled out a gun and killed her. Oh no.
Whoa! Mario, why did you get a gun?
I don't know, man.
Mario looked down and had a moment of realization.
Bognus, don't you see what this means now? We're free. Both of us, we're both free.
I looked up and I also had a moment of realization, and I felt really good.
Whoa, hey, you're right! I don't have to live under my mother's strict and abusive rules anymore. Thanks, Mario. You really made me feel good about killing my own mother.
Actually, it was me who did it, but okay, whatever.
I then looked down, and then I had another moment of realization.
Wait, does this mean that I can say my first swear word now?
Any word you like, champ. It's all you.
A moment of inspiration struck me. I couldn't believe myself.
Wow. I've never felt this kind of freedom before. Well, in that case, Mario?
Mario turned up to face me.
Yes?
I then got on my knee and then raised my hand out.
Shit in my mouth! Shit in my mouth! Shit!
This took too long.